Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Rob and this is Seven Skies Astro. Today is the final video on my Meade F2 conversion. Now I have got previous videos on this and I've been tinkering with it since the last video. So this time I'm going to include the files and I'll just run through what I've done. I've also managed to get some test images over the last 3 months, but not over a lot of time because it's really been cloudy. Unbelievable, I've never known such a long spell of clouds. Right, so anyway, this is what I had first time round, was this when I've done my first video. And basically the principle hasn't changed of what I've done. Now, I did, this was the original one and it did work in principle. But what I've done since then, I've made another one, and if you look at the length of the tube here compared to this one, this is all put together, by the way. This was the last attempt I had, and I wanted the coma corrector to sit where the teleconverter was on the Meade, the secondary mirror. Consequently, when I've done that, I couldn't reach focus. This was too long. So that was an experiment worth doing. So I did find out, and that costed a night's imaging. And we've only had 4 nights imaging since October. So that didn't work. So I've shortened it again. And it's actually on here now, the shortened version. Now it's roughly about the size of this one. Now, this is another version I've done. For those of you that don't have a Skywatcher M56 thread to put on the end, like I have here. So what I've done, I'll include this mod for you. The centre hole's 52, but there's 3 holes around the sides, which you can just run a drill through and put screws to hold your coma corrector in. Now that will go onto the holder here. I also made a cone, which was the inner cone. I've done away with that idea completely because basically it's unnecessary. This will screw onto your cone that's inside and use that cone because it's just a better fit in that. So that's what I've done. I have taken some test images from 40 minutes to 4 hours. I will leave the images at the end. Right, there's some recommendations for this modification. For the start, this will only work on the Meade F10. Meade have gone out of business now, but you can pick these really old. This is 40 plus years old, this one. You can pick up these 10-inch Meades for hundreds of pounds. It's a lot cheaper than buying a Rasa, but it does convert to an F2. The images are not too bad, but I've been limited with my night skies, and I have been imaging with the other telescopes as well. It's just quite heavy scope, but it does work, and you'll see in the images. What I would recommend is these screws here is to put, you need 6 screws, 20 millimeters long. I would get hex head. It's easier for the collimation of the scope. Now I would definitely, when they're together, I would definitely put your adjustable screws all the way down so they're just level. The ones that tighten it down, obviously you can just tighten them straight in, put a little washer and you'll go straight through the hole here and tighten onto the lower plate, like so. The hex head will just makes it easier to adjust and zork. I would start off by having them flat together, no gaps, because then you know you're pretty much on as much as you can. And then when you're adjusting the collimation, always put the centre, always adjust it and then centre it, because it gives you the best chance, because the aberration, the speed of it is still getting the coma stars, but blur exterminator, and I'm just running through cosmic clarity now to see if that helps. So that's a free program from Sete Astro. That will correct the aberrations of the stars. Now nebulas and stuff like that, because they're not point-like, it's perfectly fine. There's no you're getting good data, but the stars, because they are pinpoints, you tend to that's where you get your aberrations that are noticeable. And as they say, if you look at the data, it's not too bad. What I would say with the coma corrector I'm using the Skywatcher F2 aplanic coma corrector. You can get other coma correctors, but I would definitely use these ones. I did try with a Meade MPCC coma corrector, and it was a waste of time, because it would need to be in the focus point down the bottom here, inside the telescope, in the cone. It'd have to be in this point here, so that's not workable, that. But this is workable. I would have the distance from the coma corrector starting at 57mm. Don't go into 55, you'll waste your time, it'll be worse. I would go into 57mm and then start from there. You could go 58, 59 even, but that you've got to check that yourself. I found I'm at around 57 at the minute, and I could probably go a little bit more, but I didn't have a millimeter spacer to adjust things and try it a bit more, and it's a case of off and on. But I'd start at 57mm, and that will certainly help you a lot. Right, and else I could say about this, I think it's probably worthwhile doing. Definitely, it gives you a wider field of view for sure. I certainly wouldn't go any bigger than a 533 sensor. Not that I've got a bigger sensor, but a 585 would be better. That would work nice, because it's a slightly smaller sensor. But the 533, which is 11mm, I think it is, 11mm square sensor, gives a nice little view. And as you can see on the images here that I'm going to start putting up now, I think it's overall done a reasonable job. Now I did use an L Pro for the Pleiades. I think that's a couple of hours worth, and I used the L Enhance for the nebula ones. Now the reason why I used the L Enhance is because the F2, the shift in the bandwidth of the Hadron Alpha and 03, because of the speed of the telescope, the capture band shift with the filter. I put the filter on the front of the coma corrector, and it seems to work quite well, because the L Enhance has got quite a wide bandwidth, so when the band shifts, I'm still capturing a bit of it. It does make a difference. Some of them have got no flats at all, and a lot of the time the sensor was uncooled. But I think it's worked quite well. This is the last video of this. I say the link below for the printer files. Now if you're printing these off, you've got it, I believe my son got printed them off. He's been printing me stuff, and I've been experimenting. You've got to, he said you've got to, there's something you have to do with the files in your printer, but if you've got a printer, you will know this. So yeah, it just makes it easier to print or something. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not qualified to that, but I'd say I've done all on Tinkercad, which is a free online computer aided design software. It's been a bit of a journey getting this done. It's been a lot of hard work, to be honest, but I'm quite pleased with it, how it's gone, and I need to get this off, because I really wanted to capture Jupiter and that, but when it goes dark now, it's at the trees. I've not really had a chance. Mars is up there, so I want to try and use this long focal length and try and get a couple of images of Mars in that. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed. It's as is. I've given you the best advice I can for it. Is use some little M5 Torx, hex head screws, and you'll see it when you put it together. It'll only go together one way, and it's as is. So you know, it's up to you if you want to take a chance and take no responsibility if you break your telescope. Just be careful. But it does screw together, and it does seem to work. So here's the images, and thank you again. If you're new to the channel, just add the subscription. That would be amazing, and hit that little bell so you get any future videos. I will come back to this, probably to imaging it again sometime, but I've got really bad knee at the minute, so what scars I've had the last week or so, I've not been able to do it because I can't lift anything heavy. So I've been restricted. It's been a bit yeah, it's not been good when you can't get imaging when you need to be. But that's it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Hopefully keep well, be safe, and clear skies.